Welcome back to Season 2 of Frat Fluent Podcast. Find us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Disclaimer: this podcast is not for children or younger teens due to sexual content and foul language. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to the Frat.
What's up, you guys? You're listening to the Frat Fluent Podcast. I'm your boy Moe.
And I'm Shelton. And apparently Moe is bringing out his inner Donald Trump because he feels like any time that he goes out in the sun, he just gets more and more orange. Why don't we talk about that for a second, Moe?
No, you tell me.
I don't know, bro. You look fine now, but I think if you went and played ball for another 2.5 hours, you might look a little orange. Or lobster red, who knows?
People here know how huge... you know what? Playing basketball, growing up here and playing basketball is like... You either play basketball, you play soccer, you play baseball.
No football here?
You play football, but like it's harder to... You can't really tackle, and you play it more when you're like young, you know what I mean?
See, football was huge in Arkansas. Like, that was
Well, football is like a religion in the South, from what I've heard, at least from my buddies from there.
We don't have... Not a whole lot of schools have wrestling or anything like that.
If I could change something, I would have definitely done wrestling as a kid.
I would too.
Dude, it's such a sick concept to really know in general. Dude, even outside of school, you could wrestle some guy to the ground if you have to. In UFC, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Wrestling is one of the most crucial aspects you can have.
I feel that.
There you go. Coming up though, what do we got coming up?
Father's Day is coming up. When this drops, it'll be what, like 2 days out?
Yeah. I'm hoping.
This one goes out to the fathers, my friends.
As far as I know, I'm still,
Not one?
Yeah.
Well, you're staying celibate, so
You're right.
of course you wouldn't have.
But sometimes, I had an uncle who, this was like before marriage, but he held hands with a girl so tightly that she got pregnant. So
What the fuck? That's like that.
that's how fertile he is.
Did you ever watch Split?
No. What is that?
Bro, it's a movie. It's about this guy. He's got multiple personalities, and it's really just like a crazy movie. And he's got like this 6-year-old personality that he goes to every now and then. It's called like Hedwig or something.
Yeah.
And
That'd be kind of creepy.
he kidnaps these 3 girls, right? And like that's part of the movie. And about halfway through or whatever, he's with like the main girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And his personality that's taking the floor is Hedwig, and he goes, "Can I kiss you?" And so then she's like, "Yeah," because she's fucking freaked out and thinks that he might kill her. So, gives him a little smooch, and then he looks at her after they kiss, and he goes, "You might be pregnant now." It's the funniest fucking thing. Oh my god, it was such a good scene in that movie. I was like, what? So now I do that all the time. Like if I'm leaving for work or whatever, and like I kiss my girl right before I leave, I'll sometimes just go like kiss and then not pull all the way back, like still be like really close to her face and just go, "You might be pregnant now," and then just walk out.
Yes, it could definitely happen without you, planning to. If you hold her hand too tight or just a quick kiss,
Bro, here's a question.
Okay.
This is like a 1 in a million thing, I believe, but like, do you think that like you could, yank the old chicken, and if you didn't clean up properly, and then you like shook hands with a chick, and the first thing she did within like 36 hours was flick the old bean, do you think that she could be preggers because of that?
No.
I mean...
No.
I mean...
Bro, even like sometimes pre-cum isn't even enough.
Bro. Yeah, but in like these freak cases where people are like carrying like 10, 20, 30 times the amount, like, I mean, it's crazy. I didn't know I was pregnant for a while, and I don't think they went into specificity about like how conception happened, because most of the time it was like, oh, we didn't wear a rubber or it broke or something like that, and we just didn't know. But I'm sure there's at least one case in history where a dude was like, "Yeah," and then, "Hi, how are you?" And the girl was like, "Yeah," and then baby. And they had no connection, like Mary and Joseph shit.
I want to say...
Happy Father's Day.
I definitely want to say I'm not sure, but Yeah, this is what happens when you stray away from faith and from God.
Yeah.
All right, you commit sinful acts. So,
Bro,
you know, I'm gonna pray that those people find the right way.
have you heard of docking?
No, what is that?
You know what docking is?
No.
I don't know what people started doing this. Like, I don't know where it came from, but it's people who stay celibate. So it has some...
Yeah, I was
connection.
thinking of going that route.
It has some connection to religion.
Okay.
They put it in, but they don't take it out or have any kind of motion. It's like you're docking a ship on like a...
So you just leave it in there?
Yeah, and just let it marinate, basically.
Yeah, it's a different approach.
Very different approach. I mean, like, you do you, bro. No hate here, but...
Even for that, you gotta have some kind of self-control. I'll leave it at that.
Really? I don't know, man. I think if I
Dude,
just...
it'd be so tempting to...
Oh, yeah. To motion of the ocean, for sure. But, like...
Hurricane.
Hurricane? But do you think, like... Okay, self-control. Do you think that you could... Like, do you think that would be enough for you? Just leaving it?
I guess, you know, because my faith in God is so strong that nothing could...
That God's gonna help you bust?
Yeah. No, he would help me stay away from that sinful act.
Okay, but that's the... Like... Say that's the goal, you know?
It's not just the goal, it's what happens.
No. But say the goal is to... Yeah. You know, make some creamy soup. Some creamy chicken soup.
Okay.
Some zucchini. What?
Tzatziki.
Okay. Okay. They said zucchini.
You know, it eventually turns to a zucchini. It's properly watered.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Uncomfortable. Okay. So basically you want to make... Say that's the goal. Is to make some creamy chicken soup. But without any hip thrust. Like, it's literally just docking. No?
Can you make a soup without water?
I completely agree. However, that is enough for the old lady. In some cases, not in all the cases. Like, if that's all you've done, then that's enough.
Are you just gonna
for
go
some
and like...
ladies, because it's just like
No.
you just touching that spot, you know? Because like with us, it's more kinetic energy and friction that really gets it going. But for them,
I wouldn't know yet,
just
but
kinda-
I'm gonna take your word for it.
yeah. You can take my word for it. I'm a good source.
Yeah, I still gotta wait, you know. Haven't found the right lady to settle down with.
That's probably the most true thing you've said on this podcast whenever we get into these subjects right here.
Oh, dude, I never told a lie on this podcast.
Okay. Sure. Whatever you say, man. Happy Father's Day. Man, I'm going to be so... I don't know what I'm going to get you, but I'm going to get you something. Whenever you become a father, I'm going to get you something. I don't know.
It's not gonna be for a long
No,
time.
probably not. But I'm gonna get you something like weird. Like if your kid finds it, yikes. And I'm gonna try my damnedest to make sure that they do find it. So they have to ask you some shit, or maybe I'll just plant words that they're not supposed to know. Just be like he'll come home and he'll just like say the weirdest shit. I'd be like, "You half-weighted dog's cunt," and you'll be like, "What? What did you just say?"
Oh my god, bro. And
like
that's
you
when I had
can-
to summon the kid and accuse my wife of cheating and that he's not my child.
What was that face you just made?
Yeah, it's the
Your
yeah,
eyes
yeah,
are so
yeah.
big. Say something. Do something.
Dude, one of my boys did that. I forgot what the context was. But he was trying to like bug somebody out, and he asked him something, and the guy wasn't answering. He's like, "Why aren't you answering, bro? You getting nervous?" And he started just bulging his eyes out really bad and shaking his head back and forth. And dude, I'm there. I'm like, "Yo, is this an interrogation tactic?"
What the heck, bro?
It's one of those things that caught on ever since. It always gets the reaction.
Yeah, it definitely gets a reaction. Bro, do you remember the storms we had this week?
Oh, dude, did I warn you?
Hmm.
I said Ramadan was over, you know.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, I partook in the storms.
Okay, I was talking about
There's a fact
Mother
that
Nature.
I think Mother Nature. There's a fact, MILF Nature. There's a fact that not many people are aware of, and
What's that?
so for some reason during crazy storms, especially thunderstorms, chicks just there's a storm happening inside of them too. You know, that resonates with the thunder and lightning outside. But
Is that like 100% factual?
no,
I was really hoping it was. It's like maybe.
I'm just gonna keep telling myself it is and shoot my shot more when I'm during storms.
more when it's raining.
Yeah.
Man, bro, no, so it like reminded me of home. Because,
Oh, you guys get storms like that?
bro, crazy storms. Like,
Wait, before you get
here-
into this, I
Wait.
just want to remind the audience that Jace did say that Jersey
Shut
is the greatest
up.
state.
No.
People from here are the best.
he did not say that Jersey was
I,
the greatest
I want to
state.
point out also that New Jersey schools made it a point, and they're the very first state in the country to demand that African American culture is taught in class.
That was pretty dope, not gonna lie.
Look at that. We're ahead of the curve. We always set the way for the rest of the world and the country. So if this is the greatest country and we're the greatest state in the greatest country, I mean, this really is heaven on earth, basically. You may proceed. That's all I had to say for today. That was the announcement. All right, so you said,
Okay, so I'm not even gonna address it. I'm just gonna move on. So for like a few minutes, it was one day. Like, it was like 2 days in a row it rained, and one day it rained for like 4 hours, and one day it rained for literally like 10 minutes. But in those 10 minutes,
it was a hurricane, bro.
yeah, like it was at least 60-mile-an-hour winds, rain just pouring. Like it looked like there was just a sheet of gray outside. Like it didn't even look like rain.
Yeah.
And it
Dude,
reminded
it looked
me.
like Armageddon. At one point, I
bro.
was like, do
was
I have
that?
to go pray right now? Is it too late?
Ramadanzo. Time for the end. Okay. So, like, it reminded me of home because we used to have like freak storms, and one of the days, so like before we started school, we had to go up and we had to go through like orientation or whatever. They gave us our schedules. We got a chance to like figure out what classes we had to go to, meet with the teachers, all this shit. And it was like a week before school started. Well, I had just started driving, like probably a month before.
Oh, no, you got caught in the storm?
Yeah, but I was super calm. Like, it was a freak storm. It was a storm like the one we had for that 10 minutes, but it lasted the entire time I was driving. And it was, I mean, like, I was fine. I couldn't tell I was riding with a friend, or a friend was riding with me, and he was freaking out. And I was like, dude, it's fine. Like, if we die, whatever. No.
Well, we got 8 more lives.
8 more lives? No, I'm more of a dog guy, so
It's done.
it's one for me. But yeah, like, I mean, I was just super calm. And one thing you guys don't get here too often is a tornado. Now, you guys get them once in a blue moon.
If I start doing a helicopter enough, it'll start. But I don't want to do that to people here.
Shower just tears apart and runs through the neighborhood.
The Hudson just turns into a hurricane.
Oh my god.
I would never forgive myself, so.
But we have a ton of tornadoes in Arkansas, and like just around the south, like there's a ring that they have of tornadoes, like tornado hotspots. It just so happens that my town like goes right through it. So
What you're saying is I should wear a helmet, get on a bike, and keep riding up and down that spot.
why?
It sounds like the wind would just pick me up and then gently set me back down.
That is actually something that's pretty crazy. A lot of people don't get super hurt in tornadoes. Like, I mean, there are obviously people who die because they're like in a house and like the shit just breaks down and they get crushed. But if you're outside and you get swept up by a tornado, for the most part, like the few, it doesn't happen often, but the few cases that I've heard of, people just ended up in ditches with like a couple scratches, maybe needing a few stitches, like nothing terrible. And when you're in a car, like, so like when you're coming home from the bus, like there would be storms where like there would be a severe tornado warning while we were on the bus going home.
Dude, I could not imagine.
And
ever
we would
getting
get
a
on,
tornado
and
warning.
they didn't talk about it unless it like had to happen.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, you would get on the bus, and the bus driver would talk to you, be like, "Listen, if anything starts to happen, I'm gonna take the bus. I'm gonna pull it over as close as I can to this ditch, and we're all gonna get out and lay down in the ditch with our knees tucked to our chest and our hands over our necks."
All right, question. So what if the tornado threw the bus in the ditch, what happens?
For the most part, the ditch would save it because like we were small kids. I mean, the bus driver may have some like serious back issues, but the ditches were pretty deep.
Pretty deep, you say?
Yeah.
Pretty deep.
Yeah, man.
Pretty deep.
Deep. No, but so there was that, and then we had a really bad storm once, and I promise we're almost done with this. We had a really bad storm once, and there were 2 tornadoes that touched down in Arkansas at relatively the same time on opposite sides of my town.
Yeah.
One of them was across the street from where Jenna used to live. Like, she could see it. They took videos of it and everything. The other one was about 500 meters from where I was working, and I could see it from down the road. And I was, not 500 meters, like 100 yards. It was about a football field, maybe 2 football fields, not 500 meters. It's forever away. So, like, just right down the road, right? And I clocked out to go on my lunch, like, super early. Like, I'd been there for an hour.
Oh, you were at work when this happened, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I clocked out super early because I was going to go drive and make sure Jenna was okay because I'm an idiot. And she wasn't picking up. And so right as I clock out and get in my car, she calls back. She's like, hey, everything's fine. And I was like, you bastard. So then I go back in, and I have to take my lunch because I couldn't clock back in, all this shit. So then I come back, and the tornado's just getting closer and closer, worse and worse, just ripping through. And this tornado was moving pretty slow, but it was gaining, like, power.
I remember one time there was a tornado like that, and they called me up, and I went up to it, and I clapped my hands, like, so loud, like, right in front of it, that it just... I completely ended that tornado.
Where was this?
Might have been Nebraska.
Nebraska. What year?
You know, time is just a man-made concept. It's, you know, it's one of those details you don't really need it.
Okay.
It's relative. You know.
And the sky turns green, first of all. When you're near a tornado, sky turns green. That's really weird. It's like a shit green. Like it's gross.
It's like Namek, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan.
No, I think he's too...
No, like the green
bright.
planet where like everything's green, the water.
Yeah, but that's too bright of a green.
Oh.
Like
So
it's
is it
dark...
like baby bar for like army green?
Yeah, like it's a dark green because it's the gray and the green. But so I asked the manager. You're fine. I asked the manager, like, should we get back in our fridge because it's getting close? You know, get all the customers in there so nobody gets hurt. And he was like, nah, keep making the fucking food. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yes.
How old is this guy?
I don't fucking know.
Was he in a war?
No. He was a pussy. Definitely could have taken him in a fight. But anyways, I'm trying to get, like, it just keeps getting closer. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And that other tornado was near my, like, assistant manager, her, like, where her babysitter was with her kid. So she was freaking out. And then the other guy was like, ha, like, standing out in the rain looking at the tornado. He was like, look at this shit. Look at it. And I was like,
that's what I would be doing. I'm not going to lie. That's exactly what I would be doing.
We need to get in.
I would be that guy.
I would be too, but I was on the clock and I was not trying to get glass.
Oh,
in my
dude,
face,
getting paid to go outside and check out a tornado, I would do it.
I wasn't allowed to because we had customers. That's why I was trying to get everybody in the
fridge,
fridge,
out of everything
bro.
you said right now, the only problem is that customers still went out to fast food.
Some of them got caught in. Like, they were on the road and they just stopped so they wouldn't, like...
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But then they ordered.
I don't believe them. No, they just lost it.
It's like, listen, if you want to order, like, a side of something that we have all the time, cool. But when you order, like, a full-ass entree that I have to prepare every little piece, bro, come on.
That's what he did?
Some of them did, yeah. Not all of them. Some of them were like, oh, can I just get a soda? I was like, sure, whatever.
That makes it nice and easy.
But yeah, crazy storms, bro.
Yeah, thank God we don't got tornadoes over here.
However, hurricanes kind of freak me out.
We don't get like we had Katrina, we had Sandy, but I told them to scram and they were like, okay, we'll find someone else.
You didn't tell them to scram very fast.
No, I did, but you know how women are. You say something they don't like and they destroy your property.
Did you tell them to calm down?
Basically, yeah, and that's when the hurricane started.
No, that's what you have to do. You have to tell them to calm down. That's like their turn-off switch. They just, like, they shut down.
So
an
like earthquake could happen with the hurricane?
Calm down. You're overreacting. If you tell them that, they understand, and they just kind
of... I'm gonna When we get off this, I'm going to show you a video of what would happen if I said calm down. I might not be here today with you. There wouldn't be a Shelton and Moe for this podcast.
Oh, man. Yo, so there was a birthday. You know, like our birthdays. I have my brother's birthday is like a day before mine.
Oh,
and there's like a few other birthdays that are right there. Like we have like 5 or 6 people that are Geminis in our family. So we have one big birthday party so that we don't have to do like 5 or 6 in the span of 3 weeks.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, and then we have a party usually like 2 weeks afterwards because it usually lands on Memorial Day weekend. So we wait a couple weeks so that everybody's in town, that kind of stuff.
That's pretty sick, yeah.
And it's really hot, so we go to a pool. Like we have a pool at my grandparents' house. We have water balloons, like all kinds of stuff. It's a really
why didn't
great.
you go to the beach or something?
There's not a beach near
Oh,
Arkansas.
so Jersey, another one. Chalk it up to Jersey.
Nah, bro, pools are pretty nice. Water balloons.
I mean, we
bro.
got pools, but the beach is like that's God's pool, you know.
Yeah, but I don't have to worry about salt getting in my eyes unless I'm near a little kid.
It puts hair in your chest. It disinfects wounds.
Puts heroin in your chest.
No.
Oh, I'm sure.
No. The Jersey Shore is like easily top 5 cleanest spot in all of America. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've never been to Jersey Shore.
Oh, every summer.
What shore are you going to?
You ever been to Long Branch?
No, I don't think so.
Point Pleasant?
I've been to
7
Point Pleasant,
presidents?
I think. 7 presidents? We have 50 presidents, my friend.
I know, but the beach, you know, because Jersey is one of the original 13, so, I mean. It gets greater and greater. We're one of the OGs. It's just the more I sit down and think about
You know what sucks
history,
about Jersey, though?
What?
Their accent.
I mean, according to Jace, an
Say
Arkansas
water.
native,
Go ahead, say
was
water.
straight up
There was something
admitting that we pretty much descended from the heavens, and then
Absolutely not. He did not say any of that.
some people, it gets misconstrued, so it's the J word. So people thought that Jewish people were chosen. It was New Jersey people are the chosen people. See, it's a common mistake. It's one of those very big mistakes that, like the you know, Jersey people are chosen people. You don't got to go to Sunday class for that. You just learn something.
I think you should go to Sunday class.
Yeah, I went to a Catholic school. I know what I'm talking about.
What Catholic school did you go to?
Seton Hall University, baby. The largest Catholic school in the country. Where is it? New Jersey.
Okay, and
Can't argue with
Anyways,
the facts.
can we get back to the parties, please?
You know what parties are the best parties? what about
you guys,
the party?
it's gonna be the last episode of Prem. So they're doing this big party, right? And this is the first year that I haven't been there for this party. And so my mom sent me a video of them all singing Happy Birthday. And it just kind of like brought back some old memories. We had an event that happened this week that kind of brought up some old memories. And these have to pertain with water balloons. Like specifically water balloons. So if you ever I'm sure you play with water balloons. If Jersey is the never.
What's a water? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Jersey sucks. No. So like my dad would fill up these water balloons, and we'd have like 400 water balloons. We just have this war of water balloons, and we had a pool and all kinds of stuff. It was super fun. Unless you got pelted with a water balloon and it didn't bust and it hit the ground and somebody picked it up and threw it at you again. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, that does blow.
But it was really fun, and this kind of started because when I was really young, we used to have this church camp that we would go to, and the last night we would have a water balloon fight, and it really sucked because the next morning we'd have to pick up all the plastic, like the rubber pieces,
yeah.
because it was a
The cleanup was always the worst.
a public park. But that night it was super fun to it was usually boys against girls, and we would just have water balloon fights.
I don't. Boys against girls.
Yeah, as in people with penises threw water balloons at people with vaginas and vice versa.
I don't like the whole like binary thing you're doing right now.
Listen, man, if they wanna listen, bro, it was a different time. At that time, there was no talk about non-binary. I mean, we're talking
about ketchup,
early,
mayonnaise, and mustard.
We're talking early 2000. So like, that wasn't even on any. I mean, it was on people's radars, but it wasn't a public radar. You know. Now, I'm sure it would be free for all because you can't exactly.
Free for all. That has such a negative connotation to it. Why did you phrase it as free for all?
It means you against everybody else.
Oh, so
and
why,
if you want to make alliances,
why does it have to be
yourself.
us against each other? Why can't we all just be one? You know, why is that?
Why
can't we be a tossed salad or a melting pot? Why do we have to be paired up against each other? These are the questions, ladies and gentlemen. These are the questions.
So ridiculous. You're trying to make.
I'm just instigating right now.
Water balloon fights are not philosophical. Chill out.
This all started from a water balloon fight. No, all jokes are they're fun. They're fun, especially if you got with your buddies. Like at barbecues all the time, we always throw water balloons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jersey barbecues are the best barbecues.
Why's it got to be a barbecue? Why can't it?
Oh, anything you want. Jersey Library, Jersey people, Jersey culture.
Nah.
Jersey accent, quotes around that, whatever that is.
Say water.
Water.
You still have this Jersey accent, even though you tried to fix it.
What are you
It
talking?
still came out
There's
a
no
little
fixing
bit.
perfection,
It
dude.
still
Do you hear
came
yourself?
out a little
Come
bit.
on.
Water.
No.
That's how you guys say water.
What are you saying?
It's water. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Bro, yes, that is how you guys say water, and it's weird. It's not terrible, but it's weird.
Interesting.
Anyways, back to the fucking water balloon fights. The last year that I went, one of our counselors had the bright idea to put the water balloons on ice so they would be cold when they hit them.
Oh, that's worse. Why would you do that?
Because we were young and we didn't like girls at the time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I
like
get.
girls
I
were
get.
pretty, but relationships didn't exist.
You're
We were
saying like
9,
cooties,
10,
like the whole cootie.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I'm not
it was
gonna
like,
want to
let's
pelt them
pelt-
with ice cold.
Absolutely, you want to pelt them with ice cold water balloons.
Dude, that's like. Okay.
He didn't exactly think it all the way through. It was still a fun night, but
Yeah, for you guys.
the rubber on the water balloons was cold,
Yeah.
so it didn't burst
Pop.
as
Yeah,
easily.
of course.
So we were just pelting these girls, like with these cold water balloons, and they would bounce off, hit the ground, and we would just do it 3 or 4 times. They had welts from how hard some of these guys were hitting them. So eventually,
it does not sound like a fun day, dude.
So eventually, we had to empty the cooler and wait 20 minutes for them to cool off before we could continue the water balloon fight.
Yeah, I want that counselor, dude. Oh my god. Like if that was my sister, I would have had to fight the counselor. I'd be like,
Listen,
okay.
man, he had no clue.
No, I would have been. How old was he?
It was an innocent mistake.
How old was he?
I don't remember.
He's
It
older
was an
than us.
innocent Mistake. I mean, he was a counselor, so I know he was probably younger than us. Because he was a counselor. He was like 15, 16. Maybe 17. Like he was a teenager.
He's practically an adult. He's a grown man.
Bro,
Bro, in some parts of the
God.
world, 10 years old is a grown man. You're a man in the house. You're the man of the family.
And that's not a great life to live.
Well, it teaches responsibility.
But there's no room for childhood.
He should have made that decision before he abused a bunch of little girls that had nothing to do with it.
What?
Pelting them
Oh my
cold.
God. You're ridiculous.
That would be the best.
You're just on one today. Like I don't understand.
Just being
Who hurt you?
Just being the instigator. I walked in with that mindset today. Yeah, I'm just gonna disagree with everything. Take the opposite stance.
Oh my God.
Coco's living his best life.
No, he's not. Actually, why would Coco be living his best life? He's stuck in New Jersey.
Oh, dude, he's chilling right now. He's chilling like a villain.
He really is chilling.
He's like, wow.
He loves that bed, bro.
Because it's in New Jersey.
No, it's 'cause it's huge. He has this little bed that's just like for a standard dog where they can curl up, and then we got him a bed, we got him that bed, which is like the size of 3 of those put together.
Damn.
And he's just chilling in the middle. He loves it, man. He doesn't even get up on the couch anymore. He just we'll come pet the couch for it. We're like, Coco, come here and get up here, and then he just looks at us, Jesus, and he walks back to his bed, just right there, like just ghosts us. It's like, bro, what? Why do you have that scratch on your arm? That's
Playing
so big?
basketball today. That's literally how it happened. Dude, some guy scrubs. Yeah, that's the way you get. Yeah, they're scrubs. They were actually all right.
Bro, we used to. So we had like this lock-in. You guys ever done that? A lock-in where you stay overnight at like.
My fraternity did that a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Like all the bros in one house, and you had some guys playing video games. You had some guys engaging in other festive activities.
We had our youth class did that. So the girls got to sleep in the church with the air mattresses, and the guys got to sleep out in the youth shed with sleeping bags. So that was a little annoying, but whatever. That night was probably one of the only times that I remember playing basketball and actually having fun. So I'm garbage, absolute trash.
It's so fun.
But I had two guys guarding me, and I just randomly turned around and just popped it in and just like swish 3-point. I was like, that was the best I've ever felt, and I will never be able to do it again.
Oh, don't say never.
It was just like, that was the best I've ever felt, because it was just like they were guarding me hard. I literally took one step out, turned, and just.
You want to know something funny? This isn't an opinion. This is like any basketball fan would tell you, and this isn't even exaggeration. I'm not kidding. The best state when it comes to basketball is New Jersey.
Oh my god.
No, it's true. Like I'm being so serious. Like dude, Shaq is from here. Like, do you see the colleges that we have here?
Bro, I went to karaoke like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I sang some Frank Sinatra like towards the end of the night.
Oh, the GOAT. You know where he's from?
Jersey.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
There were people there that did not know like what I was singing.
You know where those people weren't from? Jersey.
No, I'm pretty sure they were.
100% tourists.
I'm 100%. I'm
Uncultured
100% sure,
swine.
but I'm pretty damn sure that they were from.
Are you 100%
Who goes
sure?
to karaoke at a tiny bar.
Tourists.
Tiny.
Tourists.
Bar. Nah, bro.
Dude, Jersey locals aren't going to karaoke.
Are you kidding me?
No. Unless it's an Asian place, I guess. Like
I don't
Korean.
think it was.
See? There you go. If you told me it was a Korean establishment, I'd be like, okay, I could believe you now.
Nah, bro. Do you just think people just don't sing karaoke in New Jersey?
No, because we don't need a specific place to sing. Jersey people just sing anywhere because we're that we're that open. We're that friendly with everyone.
It's not 100% true.
But
I will say I hear.
You've definitely heard people singing.
Yeah, I heard a guy the other day, and he was singing his heart out,
See?
and I was like, "Dude,
that's that Jersey.
You're in a store. Like, are you okay?"
No, he's out, giving these people's blessing people's ears.
Man, I sing at this store that I work at, so like, cool, man, whatever. But this dude was belting, like he was singing really loud. I was like, bro,
the radio was probably out, bro.
No, it wasn't. I mean, he was just singing from his head.
He's giving people quality content, 'cause anything on the radio is garbage anyways. It's just corrupt people. People with money are on the radio, pretty much. That's how it works.
Not all.
Talented people, they just,
I don't know,
If
man.
you're not playing ball with the people upstairs, they're not going to put you on the radio.
I don't know, man.
Spend enough time in New York, there's going to be a guy with a guitar case that's open for money playing something that you're going to be like, wow, this guy's better than 80% of the people on the radio.
Yes, dude. Speaking of guitar, I'm breaking down and I'm going to learn guitar.
I don't know why. I already thought you did. I thought you knew it.
I know the basics, but I'm going to break down and I don't know that I'm going to learn to shred, but I'm going to learn to like play and be able to create a song from just the guitar.
You know a guy named Eddie Van Halen?
Who doesn't?
I taught that guy a couple things back in the day.
Oh, really? Did you now?
Yeah.
You're ridiculous.
He walked in once and he was like, "What's that thing with the strings on the wall?" And I was like, "Oh, this kiddo, this is a guitar."
God.
And he heard me play a couple things. He was like, "Can you show me?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I don't know why, all of a sudden I started hearing his name everywhere, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's not that bad." Look at what I did. So to everyone that's a fan of his, you're welcome. You're a fan of me.
Man, when you fall off of this pedestal, it's gonna hurt. It is going to hurt.
What pedestal, dude? There you go.
The one that you just keep adding and adding and adding. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna make sure you're okay first. And I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
All right, you want to know what's insane? This is gonna get your attention big time. There's a singer that I'm pretty sure you're a fan of.
Oh my God.
I didn't know who the hell she was until like last week, if I'm being honest, or like 2 weeks ago. Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I did not know.
Did you really not?
Oh, I didn't know who the hell she was now.
thought you were about to say some BS about Eddie Van Halen again with Billie Eilish.
No, I didn't know who she was, no. But, no, I found out she listens to Arabic music. One of her favorite artists is Lebanese. I was like, dude, what Silas is like reading this interview? Mm-hmm. She did it with like her dad. It was on their podcast. She has a podcast too, and I was just like, wow.
Yo, we should collab.
If she reached out, but I don't know. We gotta see. I don't think she's got the personality to be on Frat Fluent yet.
Hey man, offer's still on the table.
Sorry, Billie Eilish. You got to play your cards a little better before you end up on this show.
Bro, her song Your Power, dope.
Yeah, it is my power.
Okay, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yeah, honestly, happy Father's Day. One important thing I wanted to talk about before we get off is that in today's society, a guy is looked at as like a tool. And once the tool is broken, he's just gone and useless. At least that's how I feel a lot of times seeing it. It's like,
I agree.
When a guy's old, he gets thrown off to the curb and there's nothing for him. So
and sometimes even before that.
Yeah. It's like when the tool's just about to break, they get rid of it. Mm-hmm. So for real, we're always saying take care of your moms. Obviously, take care of your moms, but don't forget about your dads too. Yeah. Just like it's not easy being a mom, it's really not easy being a dad. And no one ever talks about that.
And a lot of times, your dad will do stuff for you and your family that he'll never talk about. Yeah. Just because, he doesn't see it that way. But he's like...
A dad sacrifices and doesn't ever talk about it. Yeah. You don't understand it until you start... The older you get, the more you see, wow.
Yeah, so just take a second and tell him, you tell him you love him even if you don't know.
Yeah, you don't even... Dude, you know what's crazy about a dad? You don't have to get him anything. That I love you and a hug goes a long way with him. All right? So, just do that.
And be sure to spend some time with him. I mean, I love you and a hug is good, but just a little extra time as well.
Talk to him. Really, really you were in his sack at one point,
Yeah. That's
we had to end it on a happy
Don't be thinking about that. All right, guys. Once again, happy Father's Day. We love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Write in. The usual. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Deuces, you guys.
Peace.